Good afternoon and thank you for being here. By accepting this challenge to hack the COVID-19 crisis in Namibia, you are heeding the call of the President, His Excellency Dr. Hage, who has repeatedly called on us, through the words of the former US President JFK, to ask not only what our country can do for us, but also to ask ourselves, what can we do for our country? So congratulations for getting this far, and thank you for forming part of the solution in Namibia. Our leaders are balancing the act of worsening the spread of disease caused by the movement of people against the risk of profound economic consequences from prolonged lockdown. The bold measures taken have, to an extent, slowed the transmission of the disease and have gained government much needed time to prepare our public health sector's ability to respond. The government is providing needed financial relief through a bouquet of subsidies to buffer affected industries and livelihoods, and we are actively pursuing the manufacture of prioritized products as far as feasible. The economic impact on the informal sector, which is said to be larger than the formal sector, SMEs and households, is alarming to witness. It is said that one cannot solve a problem at the same level of thinking at which it was created. We must therefore elevate our thinking and seek insight and inspired solutions that solve a problem at the same level of thinking at which it was created. We must therefore elevate our thinking and seek insight and inspired solutions that can improve our efficiencies or spare our communities from economic hardship. With these remarks, I would like to introduce you to SAM, S-A-M. SAM stands for Solve a Problem, Address an Issue, or Meet a Need. The solutions are born out of crisis, and this crisis presents us an opportunity to unleash our power of entrepreneurship, to unleash the ingenuity of our innovation, and to seek to leverage efficiencies offered by technology to address the issues and to meet real needs in our communities. I encourage you, therefore, as you approach and enter this hackathon, to take a multi-dimensional view of the COVID-related challenges and opportunities. Direct impacts of COVID on the economy and business, we should ask ourselves questions like, what business repurposing or re-engineering would be necessary for businesses like hairdressers, florists, and the informal vendors and traders? Looking at health, what can we do to bolster government's effort to detect, to trace, to quarantine, and to isolate individuals? Public education, what more can we do to disseminate information on personal hygiene and preventative measures and ensure that it reaches the masses? And open data, how can we ensure the transparency of data and access to useful information in our fight against COVID-19 in Namibia? But there are also secondary impacts of this disease, particularly on our formal education system. What does this mean for our academic school year calendar and even for our business calendar and business cycle for the country? Will our calendar ever return to normal post-COVID? Let us look inside the home. A society is judged against how it takes care of the most vulnerable members of its community, and we should take action now to meet the immediate needs of those most vulnerable members of our communities. Gender-based violence and the plight of those who are confined at home with their abuser, the plight of young single mothers who may have lost their source of income and are facing financial insecurity overnight. Let us consider mental health, anxiety, depression during this time of isolation and fear caused by the uncertainty and mass hysteria. Let us also consider the homeless who are exposed to the elements and without shelter. Beyond COVID-19, let us lift our heads to envision what life could look like and the inherent opportunities that lie therein. Let us look at technology, which has become the undisputed common denominator during this time, facilitating both our social and business connectivity and our productivity. How can we further leverage technology to realize digital inclusion in Namibia? How can we expand its reach and access for internet and access to information? Tourism, entertainment, sports, exercise and fitness, these industries may never be the same again. Can we imagine a different way of enterprising? Manufacturing. What can we do to boost our domestic productive capacities and the supply of essential goods and services? Let us look at socialization. Will we ever return to our societal norms and culturalized behaviors, such as the traditional handshake? What impact does this COVID experience bear on personal hygiene and on the use of public spaces? Finally, we need to look at how to effectively close the gap on income and wealth inequalities. We need a rethink around human resettlements and urban housing and sanitation. What could a more sustainable, what could a more equitable model look like? I ask you these difficult questions because there are no easy answers. But I look forward to working with you over the next 54 hours to solve the problems, to address the issues, and to meet these needs. Young Namibians, we have a job to do and we require all hands on deck. This is the time to uphold the values of solidarity. This is the hour for us to extend empathy, compassion, and to spread hope. The time to stoke our creativity and innovation for homegrown solutions is now. And with your help, we can meet and overcome the monumental challenge that is posed by COVID-19 when we stand united in purpose.